We love, we feel.
Here we go. It's time to dance, Dr. Day.
Bridges we burn. We make mistakes. Then we live and learn. When life gets tough and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be. I'll be right here. Right here. And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listeners. It's so nice to meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who are new to the Lillian McDermott radio show, the purpose of the show is to provide a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide alternative ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening friend, will feel empowered to learn a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Now, today we're giving away a book. You've heard Dr. Day be on the show before, but this time she's giving away one of her books, and be the 5th caller or texter. But when you call, you need to leave a message, and you can text. The book's name is I Will Give You Back Your Health. That is a guarantee by Dr. Lorraine Day. And for those of you who would like to participate and get a free book, the number is 407-373-5959. That's 407-373-5959. Now, let me give you a little, just in case this is the first time you stumbled upon the show, and you're hearing this for the first time and you don't know that Dr. Lorraine Day has been a frequent guest. She's a friend of the show. The first person to ever help me learn a new truth about cancer, water, dehydration, malnutrition, and stress. She has been a champion in my life, a mentor for me, whether she knows it or not. She was the start that changed my show. Because of her, this show is what it is today. So I want you to know how special this guest is to me. Her name is Dr. Lorraine Day. Dr. Day was just like days away from dying. She was dying of stage 4 cancer, but she made a change. Amazing story that saved her life. She started embracing a new truth. That was 23 years ago. And fortunately for us, we can benefit from these 23 years of her new truth, of her research, of her wisdom, all combined into this package we call responsibility. And she's back. But this time, because she's an orthopedic surgeon, we're going to use her wisdom and knowledge in her field, which is orthopedics, an orthopedic surgeon. And today we're going to talk about something that we've never talked about on the show, is how to prevent and reverse osteoporosis. And she's going to tell us, because in her style of being an open book, she's going to tell us why the medication is not a cure and how drugs can hurt us as opposed to help us. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am grateful that Dr. Lorraine Day is here and giving away a free book to help us with our journey. And welcome back, Dr. Lorraine, to the Lillian McDermott radio show.
Well, thank you so much. It's nice to be here.
It's always a pleasure. I'm so grateful that we get to benefit. I was actually researching water. There was something about water that I was researching when I stumbled upon your website, drday.com. And I read your story. I was amazed. But the first time you were on my show, I just was a little resistant. But it finally crept up on me. And thank you so much for being a champion for all of us who don't know what we don't know. So share a little bit about your background with orthopedics. Let's talk about you as a doctor.
Yes, I'm an orthopedic trauma surgeon. I was on the faculty of the University of California, San Francisco Medical School for 15 years as associate professor and vice chairman of the department. I was also chief of orthopedic surgery at San Francisco General Hospital, which most people may not know or even care, was the first certified level 1 trauma center in the country. In fact, at San Francisco General Hospital, we actually defined what trauma surgery is.
Wow.
And showed that every significantly injured patient needs to go to a trauma hospital, because a level 1 trauma hospital has to have all of the main specialties, a doctor in all of the main specialties in the hospital at all times.
Wow.
You see, if you go to a private hospital and you're severely injured, they have to call a doctor in from somewhere who is a specialist in that area, and they may be at home asleep, they may be at a party, they may be at some other business function, where if you go to a trauma center, it's been shown by medical studies that we did at our hospital that you have something like a 5 times better chance of survival if you go to a trauma hospital. San Francisco General Hospital actually defined that and defined the certification for the rest of the country and all the trauma centers.
Well, I tell you what, we are in for a treat. Fasten your seatbelt, my listening friend, because you're going to hear a new truth about osteoporosis when we return with Dr. Lorraine Day worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. We'll be right here waiting for you.
I'll be right here waiting for you.
So are you ready, Dr. Day? We are going to really expose osteoporosis. I have a story of my own to share when we are on the air. And but I'm ready to fasten my seatbelt and learn and grow with you. I don't know about you, Brian, but I think time is coming up soon, right? There we go. I just know how to do this.
When you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
You can text Lillian McDermott or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
Welcome back to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, where we always learn and grow with one another. Today's teacher is Dr. Lorraine Day. I am really excited about today's show because we're going to do something different. Usually when Dr. Day is on the show, we talk about cancer, to the treatment, the alternative treatments of cancer, and how she healed herself. But today, not only is she on, she's also giving one of her books away for the 5th caller or texter at 407-373-5959. When you call, make sure you leave a message. That way I'll count it as a call. And you can say who you are, whatever, and you can call again. You can, if you want this book, call 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. I don't care. Just as long. The 5th caller or texter, 407-373-5959. And Dr. Day can be found at drday.com. Simple enough. And she talks about natural alternative therapies for all diseases, including cancer and AIDS. And by the way, she was a champion for AIDS as well. So here we are, Dr. Day. We're going to talk about your specialty today, which is orthopedics. And let's talk about osteoporosis. What is osteoporosis and why do we get it?
Well, osteoporosis is thinning of the bones, and people may not think that this is a very important disease, but it is in the billions of dollars of healthcare in America. In about year 2000, it cost $40 billion of the U.S. healthcare budget just to treat osteoporosis. The problem is the way it's being treated does no good at all. And I say that clearly. It does no good at all. In fact, it's harmful.
Yes.
So what is osteoporosis? It's thinning of the bones. It increases the risk of fracture. It occurs more in women than it does in men because women have less bone structure than men do. And it occurs more in white women than it does in black women because black women actually have more thicker bone structure than white women. But it is really the scourge of humanity, and women do not understand what causes it. There was a huge campaign on milk. Everybody needs milk. Well, it turns out that even the doctors who are unschooled in osteoporosis, but they knew about other things, and they complained to the government and to the milk producers that not everybody needs milk. In fact, nobody needs milk. We're the only animal that drinks the milk of another animal, and we're the only animal that drinks milk after we're weaned. No other animals drink milk after they're weaned, and they don't, a cow does not knock on your door and ask for human milk for their calf. So
I want to add something to that as well. When it comes to milk, the industry, we bought it. It was a great marketing campaign, but it was not based on science. There's a lot of marketing campaigns out there that we believe that someone out there is looking out for us, and they're not. We have got to look out for ourselves. Let's talk about what milk does to the body.
Well, first of all, you don't need milk. If you want to drink milk, you can get almond milk or rice milk at your health food store or Whole Foods or any other of these chains that sell somewhat better things for you.
Yep.
So you don't need milk. But everybody has been schooled to believe they need milk, and they give you milk when you go to the first grade at school, all of these things. But there are many people who are allergic to milk. Secondly, the number one cause of juvenile onset diabetes is milk.
Wow.
The number one cause of juvenile onset diabetes, that's the kind of diabetes that destroys your insulin producing cells for life.
Wow.
And the number one cause is milk. And here's how it happens. There's a protein in the whey portion of milk, whey is spelled W-H-E-Y. There's a protein in there that is almost identical to the protein in your insulin producing cells in your pancreas. When that foreign protein comes in to your body, it's foreign because it comes from an animal. So the body makes antibodies against that foreign protein, but the antibodies can't tell the difference between that foreign protein coming in milk and your own pancreatic insulin producing cells. So it turns on them and destroys them permanently.
Wow.
Permanently.
Now if we wanted to research this, Dr. Day, can we go to PubMed and look at that research?
Yes, okay. You can do that. And so, and I in a book on my website called Getting Started on Getting Well, I have all those references in there.
Great.
I have and many others for many of the things that I say. I have the medical references, so that's probably an easier way to find it than to go to PubMed. But milk has really no redeeming qualities for people. It has none. It's full of fat and protein and all that.
Yeah, and then we do something else to it. We turn it into cheese, and it is designed to become an addictive product that people can't live without their cheese. So, okay, so the first thing that we're going to put off to the side is that milk, which we give to our children, can give them a juvenile onset diabetes.
Right.
Now, for us, and this is what I've learned from other people that have been on the show, that the milk is the number one cause of osteoporosis. That's so counter what we've been taught.
Well, actually, it's not just milk. It's meat, red meat, chicken, fish. They're all too high in protein. They're very high in protein. The average human being in America eats 2 to 4 times more protein than they need. And when you eat all that protein. Now we have all these high protein diets. Lose weight on high protein diets. Well, people don't understand why you lose weight on a high protein diet, because it makes you sick. High protein diets make you sick. They throw you into ketosis. Ketones are produced in your body, which is actually, when you come into the emergency room in ketosis, that's a medical emergency. And yet you are putting your body in that condition all the time. So you will lose weight, but you'll also lose all your friends. And I'll tell you why. Because when you eat a lot of meat, that meat putrefies in your intestine because it takes 3 days to go through. And so if you took a pound of ground round or steak and put it on your kitchen counter and left it there for 3 days and turned the heat in the house up to 100 degrees, which is close to body temperature, it's 98.6, then left it there for 3 days, you would not want to eat it because it's putrefying. Well, that's what's happening in your body. And so then those putrefactive, smelly products are picked up by your blood. They come out in your breath. They come out in your sweat. And so there are stories, I won't name the names of stars, but big stars that you know about. It says that they smell so bad, nobody wants to get near them.
Wow.
And particularly if they're doing a love scene on film, they don't want to get anywhere near them, and yet they look so beautiful, but they smell so bad. You know, I was going to include in this book, I will give you back your health again, a chapter which I have written, which I have not yet included in any book. And it says, why does everybody smell so bad? The reason we have now all of these products where you spray your couch and you have them in your car and all that. Why do we need all these? Because people's, and in your house, you know, they have the picture of a woman and her friends are coming over and, oh, she's got these wonderful products that make her house smell so good. We didn't need those years ago because people weren't gorging themselves on flesh food. Yeah. So they have, you know, stinking garbage and all that. And so they've made a whole other industry.
Okay, so this is too funny, but it's true. It is very true. So myth number one, milk does not do the body good, milk buster. Another myth buster is that we need to eat protein. And where do we get our protein? We get our protein from our meat. That's a myth. You can get protein from our vegetables, our plant sources. Okay, so these two things cause issues on the bones. Is there anything else that we're eating that can cause osteoporosis?
Oh, of course, coffee. Coffee causes osteoporosis. Everything that produces acid in your body. Meat, poultry, fish, dairy products, and eggs produce acid in your body. Here's how osteoporosis happens. You eat all this animal protein, or you eat anything or drink anything that produces acid in your body. You have to keep your pH in a very narrow range, and the body does that automatically. If your pH varies too much, you will die. So the body has this tremendous mechanism to adjust the pH rapidly. So when you have all this come into your body and you produce all this acid, where is the greatest reservoir for something that will neutralize this acid? And it's calcium in the bones. Mm-hmm. So it pulls the calcium out of the bones and neutralizes the acid. So the more meat, poultry, fish, dairy products, and eggs that you eat, the more coffee that you drink, the more fluoride that you take into your body, whether it's in toothpaste, mouthwash, water from your tap. They're also putting it in the fillings in teeth. They're putting it in the stuff they put on children's teeth to eliminate cavities. By the way, fluoride does not stop cavities.
Correct.
That's been shown very clearly. It's just fluoride is a byproduct of aluminum production. It is a poison. And so when they first started making aluminum, they said, what are we going to do with all this fluoride? So let's tell people that it stops cavities, and let's put it in the water, and then we don't have to pay to get rid of it. It's a poison. Amazing. It causes aging, and it causes wrinkles. So all of those things cause osteoporosis.
Okay, so it's a combination of all the lies that we've been told. And all these, again, what I'd like to do, Dr. Day, is send me the PubMed reference and I'll publish it so that people can read it for themselves.
Right.
Because this is, for every one person that comes on the show, that people hear on my show, there are a bajillion others that are saying, oh, that's quackery and that's not real. And so you have the one person that's saying, you don't need dairy, you don't need protein from animal sources. And then they'll go, oh, look, I heard 10 other guys say the opposite. So we need to verify it with facts, not just, okay, this one person has more credibility than the other person, because the person with credibility could have the wrong information.
Sure.
So here we go with this. Now, the next thing you do is you go to the doctor because you have osteoporosis and they prescribe drugs. And I know that I have a personal story with my husband when it comes to osteoporosis, but why are we given drugs that are known now, many years later, to hurt more than they help? And they're still in the market, Dr. Day.
Well, because it's business. That's the bottom line. It's business. You just follow the money. It's always the money. And it's always that the drug companies want to make money. You see, a doctor in their training is only taught 2 methods of treatment, only 2. And one is give drugs. And the other is cut off your body parts or cut out your organs. And that's all that we're taught.
And that is what we are breaking. We're breaking the cycle, and we are learning a new truth with Dr. Lorraine Day. Be the 5th caller or texter and win a copy of I Will Give Your Health Back. Is it again? I Will Give Your Health Back Again.
Yes.
And call 407-373-5959. That's 407-373-5959. And we're going to continue our conversation when we return worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. We'll be right here waiting for you.
Right here waiting for you.
So, Dr. Day, there are so many class action lawsuits now with the drug Fosamax, and I want to talk about that on the air when we go back because, and here we go.
When you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
You can text Lillian McDermott or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
Welcome back to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, where you can hear us worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. I am your host, Lillian McDermott, and it is my goal that we learn something new every day. Everyone in front of you, the person beside you, next to you, find something that is teachable. Someone can teach you how to be, how not to be. Either way, you're learning and growing. Everybody is a teacher and everybody is a student. Go through life with childlike wonder. Instead of being so critical, be curious. And the information that we talk about here on the Lillian McDermott Radio Show can make you a little concerned that perhaps maybe we've been lied to. Well, I want you. This is a new year, a new truth, and a new you. I want you to take personal responsibility for your life. It's the only way you will achieve the freedom, the empowerment that you want. Like Dr. Lorraine says, she says, I will give you back your health again. Well, if you want a copy of that book, 5th caller at 407-373-5959 to leave a message. Leave a message or text me, 407-373-5959. So here's what the deal. I'm going to ask you, if you've been listening to the show, whether you're a secret closet listener or you are just out there promoting the show and telling all your friends to listen, I want you, if you haven't done so already, to go to whenyounneedafriend.com. Please become a subscriber. When you become a subscriber, you will get you'll get lots of free gifts, but you will also get a weekly blog saying who's going to be on the show. The show will actually be sent to you on your phone or tablet. So that's another gift right there, to be able to have it and you can listen to it over and over again, share it with your friends, whatever you want to do with that. Go to whenyounneedafriend.com. Make sure you go to my sponsors page, because without them, I will not be able to have doctors like Dr. Lorraine Day on my show, Dr. Joel Furman, all these other doctors that promote a healthy lifestyle. Please go to whenyouneedafriend.com, become a subscriber. And if you want to like me on my social media, all that information and all the people that I have on the show, all their information is right there. So go to whenyouneedafriend.com, click all these buttons, like me, subscribe, and be a part of this movement of 100% responsibility that leads to empowerment and freedom. Doesn't matter. I don't want to hear it. If your life was a certain way, doesn't matter. What about now? Now is the time that you take your life back. And if you would like a copy of Dr. Lorraine Day's book, fifth caller or texter, 407-373-5959. The book is called I Will Give You Your Health Back Again. Or no, I said it wrong. What is it, Dr. Day?
I will give you back your health again.
I will give you back your health again. I don't have a copy of the book. We just discussed this right before, and she has been so generous. We're going to give a book, 407-373-5959. Dr. Day, this information about osteoporosis has been a journey for my husband. So my husband was diagnosed with osteoporosis, and the first thing one thinks, it doesn't happen to men. Well, it does. It does happen to men. So men, listen up just as much as women. Now, my husband was put on some drugs that he was told that would reverse osteoporosis. He went on these drugs longer than now we hear that is wise, or that it's protocol. And now they're discovering the side effects of osteoporosis, of these medications. So what do you have to say to someone who is diagnosed with osteoporosis that are told these drugs are the only way to heal? What do you say to that?
Well, drugs never cure disease. Drugs never cure disease. It doesn't matter what drug it is or what disease it is, because no disease has ever been caused by a deficiency of drug medications. Oh, my word. I developed cancer because I didn't have enough chemotherapy in my life. Or I developed high blood pressure because I hadn't taken enough high blood pressure pills. No, you have to go to the cause. If you're going to get your car fixed, the repairman has to fix what's wrong with it. He has to find out what's wrong with it. What if you had your check engine warning light going on and you took it to your repairman and he said, oh, I can fix that in 10 minutes. Really? Okay. What did you do? Well, I cut the wires to your warning light so you won't see it anymore.
Correct.
And I would say to that person, you're not a car repairman, you're a doctor. That's
don't insult him.
Yeah, that's what we do. We cover up your symptoms. We make you think you're better. Your numbers look better, but you're not well because you haven't addressed the factors that caused your disease in the first place. Amazing. All diseases are caused by the way we live, think, act, eat, and handle stress. The way we live, think, act, eat, and handle stress. And unless you address those factors, you're never going to get well. See, if you have high blood pressure, the doctor will tell you have to be on high blood pressure medication the rest of your life. Well, why? Because it doesn't cure you. If you stop the high blood pressure medication, you still have high blood pressure. In fact, you have it worse than before, because what you're doing is you're still continuing to do all the factors in your life that cause high blood pressure. It's the same way with osteoporosis. Taking a drug does not cure it.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, so now what does? So we know what we're doing wrong. We know that drugs don't help us. They just keep us sick enough to need the next dose. So what can we do to prevent and reverse osteoporosis?
You change the causes. And the causes, as I told you, are the way we live, think, act, eat, and handle stress. And for osteoporosis, specifically, it's eating too much animal protein. Now, when I say too much is any, because animal protein, meat, poultry, fish, dairy products, and eggs cause all sorts of other diseases as well, not just osteoporosis. And why is osteoporosis important? Because when you have thin bones, women particularly fall and break their hip. And people who break their hip, particularly when they're older, they have a very high mortality rate. They die because they are at bed rest for a time, they get pneumonia, and they die. And so you don't want to have a hip fracture. Besides, you have a lot of even morbidity, which means bad problems from it, and mortality, dying, even from the massive operation that you have to go through to fix it, whether you have a total hip replacement or whether you have your hip fracture repaired. So there is a very high mortality rate in women who have hip fractures. And so people are eating so much animal protein that they're getting osteoporosis at very young ages, 40, 50 years old. So you see what happens, you go to the doctor and they say, oh, well, because of your age and because you're a woman, we need a bone density test. So they do a bone density test and they find out that your bones are not dense enough. So then they give you a drug to make your bones more dense. So supposedly you won't break them if you fall or something like that. So then what they have found over time is that indeed, when you go back after you've taken the drug, your bones will be more dense. However, they will be more brittle and the fracture rate is exactly the same.
I know. And just recently, Dr. Day, they started noticing that people that were on these drugs for long periods of time, without doing anything, their femur will break. It's called osteonecrosis. Can you share a little bit about that? And there's also the jawbone. It's causing problems with the jawbone.
Yes. Well, necrosis just means death. So your bone dies. Your bone dies from all the side effects of these drugs. And, when people have pyorrhea or periodontitis, and dentists, I try to talk to dentists because I was a dental hygienist for 10 years for 6 years before I went to medical school. And then I worked my whole way through medical school as a dental hygienist. I probably the person that worked their way through. When I finished medical school, I was $5,000 in debt only. I worked all the time while I was going through. While other people were studying, I was working. And so I talked to dentists, but they will not listen because pyorrhea or periodontitis, where you have loss of bone around your teeth, is nothing except osteoporosis of the mandible and the maxilla, the bone that holds your teeth in place. It is the same thing operating as is operating in the rest of your body. And they will not listen. What they do is they keep cutting the gum away and keep cutting the gum away. So you're showing the roots of your teeth. And you almost look like something from a Frankenstein movie after a while. So people, if you want to hold your teeth in place and if you want to have good, strong bones, you have to do these things. Plus, there are some other things you need to do.
Yes.
You need impact loading exercise. Impact loading, which means your feet touch the ground when you're doing this. In other words, swimming is not impact loading.
Oh, really?
Good exercise, but it's not impact loading.
And
it will not.
So that means bicycling either.
Well, bicycling, you are impact loading because you're pushing on the pedals.
Got it. Okay, so just as long as you're pushing, but you're pushing when you're swimming. You're going back and forth, like if you're jogging.
No, you're just kicking your feet.
Got it. Okay.
You aren't impact loading. I'm not saying swimming is not good exercise, but it's not good exercise for osteoporosis.
Okay. What about aqua aerobics, where you're standing and you're moving in the pool?
No, that's not really going to do it either because the pool, the water is buoyant and it holds your body up, so you don't really get the major impact. Okay.
Good to know. Good to know. And for those of you who would like a copy, I will give you back your health again. Fifth caller or texter, 407-373-5959. That's 407-373-5959. Call, leave a message, or text. And we're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Lorraine Day. We're talking about osteoporosis and what we can do to prevent and reverse this disease. It's in your hands. You have the power, Dorothy, all along. And we're going to continue our conversation worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. We'll be right here waiting for you.
I'll be right here waiting for you.
So, Dr. Day, there is a thing called reabsorption of the teeth, dental reabsorption.
Well, yeah, that's really periodontitis. The bone just gets supposedly eaten away. What it does, it just becomes osteoporotic and it just starts dissolving.
No, I'm talking about the tooth kind of implodes from the inside out. Outside, it looks like a healthy tooth, but inside of it, whatever, and it's been linked to the forte of the Fosamax, and there was a $27 million class action lawsuit, which, by the way, the divided by all the people that were a part of it. The attorneys got very wealthy, but the people that are experiencing this got maybe less than $11,000. It's ridiculous, but that this is allowed to even happen. But these people that took Fosamax they're losing their jaws because of this. And there's nothing they can do because the bone won't grow back once it's dead, right?
Generally not. It will not grow back, particularly in that area. It will not grow back. There are all sorts of other side effects too, and I'm not clear if Fosamax contains fluoride. One of those drugs contains fluoride, which also causes hypothyroidism. Fluoride causes hypothyroidism because it's a halogen. It's in the same place on the periodic table as iodine. So it attaches to iodine.
Here we go.
Friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
You can text Lillian McDermott or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
Okay. If you want to win a copy of Dr. Lorraine Day's book, I will give you back your health again. Be the fifth caller to leave a message or text her at 407-373-5959. This is the first time that I've actually asked Dr. Day for her a book and she was so generous to give this book to my listening friend. So be the first or the fifth caller or texter, 407-373-5959. So much information that we need to know. If somebody is diagnosed with osteoporosis, the first thing your doctor will want to do is give you a drug to help prevent it. It has been shown, and my husband's dealing with this right now, that there is a horrible side effect to taking these drugs. These drugs, Dr. Lorraine said earlier, do not help you. They hurt you. So let's talk about our diet. How can we reverse it? Because there's a lot of people out there, Dr. Day, that are vegan, that call themselves vegan, but yet they have thinning bones. What do you say to them?
Well, again, first of all, are they eating the proper vegan diet? Some people say, I'll talk to them, I said, what do you have for breakfast? Well, I have some berries. Well, that's not enough. You know, a good breakfast is oatmeal and berries, and you can have a piece of toast and of good bread and some carrot juice or something like that. But don't just think you can get by with berries. And, well, what do you have for lunch? Well, I have a salad. Well, see, they don't understand how to eat vegan. I have over 100 recipes in one of my books called Getting Started on Getting Well. And you can go online and just get vegetarian recipe books, but it does take more time. People don't want to take the time to eat properly. Well, I say, if you don't have the time to be well, then you'll have to find time to be sick. There's no other way about it. You just have to find the time. And guess what? I found time to be sick. I was sick for 3.5 years, 2 years getting worse, and then 1.5 years getting well from my what was called terminal cancer. And actually, I wasn't days from death. I was moments from death. I was not expected to live through the night. Wow. And I hadn't been able to eat for a couple of weeks. I was so sick, and I hadn't been able to drink anything for days. And I was breathing my last, and I knew it. And I was able to turn it around and get well. And if you go to my website at drday.com, you'll see the huge tumor I had. And I learned all of these things that I'm telling you because I searched for a way to get well, because I didn't want to die. And as a surgeon, I already knew that chemotherapy and radiation don't make you well. In fact, they cause cancer. Every doctor knows they cause cancer. So drugs don't cure disease, no matter what they are. High blood pressure drugs, osteoporosis drugs, they don't cure the disease they're given for. They make you worse because they have all side effects. And you would say, well, my doctor wouldn't give it to me if it made me worse. Well, your doctor doesn't know any of these things. I didn't know any of them. And I was a professor at the university training medical students and residents and interns.
Yeah. And, Dr. Day, with all due respect to doctors, because they work very hard to get what they have achieved, it's amazing. It's not to cut down medical doctors, but the problem is the pharmaceutical industry has infiltrated the schools that are teaching doctors. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you. Dr. Ron Weiss came on the show. He lives in a farm and he prescribes broccoli, and they've made that now. They don't want doctors to prescribe broccoli because that is not part of the FDA has approved that for medications. But anyway, he said that in his third year of medical school, he was so excited to go out there and help heal. And the dean of the school said, if you think you're going to heal anybody, think again. You're going to manage symptoms. That's it. And so that was disheartening. He got his degree, and he has defied every rule when it comes to healing people the way that he feels is outside the medical box that have given him the parameters. I'm so proud of these doctors that have stepped out of the box and said, no more. This is why I want to be a doctor, is to help heal the body, and they are doing it. And you are one, Dr. Day. I'm so grateful that you have gone beyond your education. You've been retired for how long?
I'm not retired.
Oh, you're not retired. You're still practicing?
Well, the thing is, you see, how does a radiologist practice medicine? They sit in a dark room and look at films.
Yeah.
How does a pathologist practice medicine? He cuts up dead people. Okay. How does a public health MD practice medicine? He teaches the public. That's what I'm doing. So I am not retired. I am not operating anymore.
There you go.
Because when I developed cancer and I found out how to get well, I changed my whole focus of medicine. And I said, I've trained a lot of doctors who can put people together again after they've been shot, stabbed, or run over. That's what I did for years. I have a much more important mission, because how many doctors have actually gotten well from terminal cancer without chemotherapy, radiation, and mutilating surgery? And so I have a much bigger mission. So I'm still practicing, and I'm doing a far greater work than I ever did before.
Very good. I stand corrected, and I take that as you're absolutely right. I think that most, and doctors, I hope that there's a doctor driving, listening to you right now, and it gets motivated to learn a new truth about how to heal the body, how to get because doctors don't heal, we heal ourselves. And if you have a doctor right now telling you that you're going to die or you're going to have to take this drug, it's the only way, fire your doctor. Make sure you find a doctor that has gone beyond what they've been taught and is ready to help you put your health back. And you can start by calling 407-373-5959, the fifth caller or texter to call, leave a message, or text. Will get a free copy of Dr. Lorraine Day. It's called I Will Give You Back Your Health Again. And if you're ready to take your health back, this is the book for you. So Dr. Day, so we're eating a healthy food. We talked with Dr. Joel Furman, who is nutritarian. We focus on the micro and macronutrients, all the antioxidants. We talk about how to eat well. Is there anything else that we're doing, such as bad habits, that could cause our bones to thin?
Very, very important. Very important. Stress. Now, we all have stress. You have to learn how to handle your stress. Here's the way stress causes osteoporosis. Whether you have domestic stress, work stress, financial stress, whatever stress, when you are stressed, you trigger the fight or flight reaction in your body. That is well known in medicine, the fight or flight reaction, where like a woman has enough strength for a short period of time to lift a car off of her child. Those things actually happen because when you have enormous stress like that, you pour adrenaline into your body, which is kind of the equivalent of drinking, 7 or 8 cups of coffee, and you can have this tremendous strength, but it's only given to you God has put that in our body so we can run from an attacker. We can do all sorts of things that we normally could not do, but it's meant for short term. Yeah. And then your body has to recover. But when you have a stress that is going at a moderate level, even all the time, not only do you produce adrenaline in your body, which causes anxiety, and it causes fear, and it causes all sorts of these psychological problems, but and rapid heart rate and irregular heart rate, but it also pours cortisone into your body from your own body. Cortisone suppresses your immune system, plus it dissolves your bone.
Interesting.
Osteoporosis is caused also by cortisone. People are taking cortisone for all these supposedly autoimmune diseases. They're getting thinning bones that way. But just the stress, you have to learn how to handle your stress. And I talk about that in my books and CDs and DVDs. I've got a 5 CD set called Stress Success, Overcoming Stress in a Stressful World. Stress Success. And so you have to learn how to handle your stress so you don't trigger this fight or flight reaction, because then you are thinning your own bones by the cortisone you're producing in your own body.
Well, there is good news, Dr. Day. I've heard some great news from you today that if we change our lifestyle, that we can we replenish the bone back? Can we,
yes,
you said
yes.
reverse, so we can replenish by the things that we do. I want to thank you, Dr. Day, for being such a wonderful teacher. And I know that you will retire when you take your last breath, because you are on fire. You are on fire. Thank you so much. And to you, my listening friend, you've been warned of a new truth. Will you listen? Now it's time for you to do your own research. And remember, I'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Good job. Great job, Dr. Day. Brian had to leave. He had a 11 o'clock meeting that he has. And so I wanted to thank you for everything that you do. And I am looking forward to figuring out different ways. If somebody has osteoporosis right now, and do you coach with them? Do they can reach out to you?
In my book, Getting Started on Getting Well, where it has all the vegan recipes, there's the whole section on osteoporosis. It tells you what causes it, what to do about it, how to reverse it. So it's on page, looking at it right now, page 136, The Amazing Truth About Osteoporosis. And then these...
wait a minute. Is that the book we're giving away? I'll give you your...
That's a different one.
We should have done that one. That would have been a good one to give today. Okay.
Well, this is a very big book. This one, Getting Started on Getting Well. And so there, and also in that same book, and what I will do is I will scan the pages that have the blurbs, the synopsis.
Oh, will you do that? Okay, awesome.
I've got at least probably 40, maybe 50 references that show high protein causes osteoporosis.
Great.
Dating again back to 1930.
Wow. You see, we know this. We all know, the people that are supposed to protect us know
Right.
this information, and it's willful. It's because of money, and we have got to protect ourselves. We're worth more than gold. We're worth more than diamonds. We're worth more than whatever that pill or whatever it is, that piece of meat, that drink, that glass of milk, the piece of cheese. We're worth more than that too. So it's time for us to take our health back. I want to thank you, Dr. Day, for your time today. And I want to thank you, my listeners and my viewers, for watching to the end of this recording. And I look forward to our next conversation.